This episode of Internet Today is brought to you by Manscaped.
Uh-oh, another member of the Rogues Gallery from this show might be in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Turns out Kim Jong-Un might be dying. Or maybe not. Who knows? At the very least, there are some pretty suspicious things going on over in North Korea, but that's also not out of the norm either, so let's just go through what's being reported from multiple angles. On Monday this week, CNN reported through an anonymous government official and backed up by a second source apparently that, quote, the U.S. is monitoring intelligence that suggests North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, is in grave danger after undergoing a previous surgery.
Okay, so yeah, this also was seemingly backed up by the fact that Kim Jong-un was mysteriously absent for the celebration of his grandfather's birthday a few days prior. It's a pretty big day over there.
Yeah.
Nor has he been seen or filmed publicly for around 10 days. And according to articles from South Korean news outlet Daily NK, which monitors news from North Korea, Glorious leader apparently went under the knife for heart surgery thanks to his excessive smoking, obesity, and, as they put it, overwork.
No, he was just socially distancing. That's why he hasn't been seen for 10 days. He's doing a really good job.
He's, based on like the actual real most recent footage, I'm like, damn, I hadn't been paying attention. Kim Jong-un is fucking huge. He's gigantic.
Yeah.
Anyway, we would imagine it's probably the smoking and obesity.
Not the overwork.
And not the overwork, but who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know a lot about what happens there.
Exactly. Now, here's where things get a little bit on the other side. Like Elliot said, nobody really knows what's going on in North Korea.
Yeah, and it's important to note that with North Korea and with other countries like Cuba, a lot of the information you get are just straight up, it's like CIA propaganda.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Now, U.S. officials as well as South Korean sources have so far refused to go on record to confirm what's currently being reported. And some South Korean government officials, as well as officials from the Chinese Communist Party, have pretty much denied the report entirely. The South Korean officials, they stated, quote, we have no information to confirm regarding rumors. Also, no unusual developments have been detected inside North Korea. And the source from CCP just straight up said that they don't think he's critically ill.
Okay.
I mean, also not really the most reliable sources, I guess, so...
They have an interesting relationship, China and North Korea. It's, the North Koreans, they're very dependent on China, and China, it's just sort of this thing they inherited, and they're like, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Just you deal with your shit. Leave us the fuck out of it. We'll send tourists over sometimes.
As for what we think, I mean, Kim Jong-un, he's definitely really, really, really fat, and he's a total piece of shit. So it wouldn't surprise us at all that he'd be in very bad shape, especially after a life-saving surgery.
Yeah, there was all those stories that seem pretty believable about him, like eating, dangerous amounts of cheese, drinking cognac all day long, just
smoking nonstop.
Yeah.
When I saw the news, when it popped up last night, and it was like, Kim Jong-un is possibly in grave danger, could die. I went, oh my God, I hope he dies.
Yeah. Smoking too many big doinks out in Amish.
Yeah.
R.I.P. King Dave. Anyway, I don't know, Kim Jong-un, sorry.
Yeah. Kim Jong is ill.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un is ill. I don't know, he probably won't die because this year's, it's cursed. Nothing good ever happens. No. But even if he does fully recover, look at him. He's going to struggle through his 40s, probably won't make it past his 50s. Also, we'll probably never know the actual truth of what's going on over there until he finally does die. Will the country be better off after? Or worse? I mean, his fucking dad was, by most estimates, dead for like at least a month before they even like acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. So yeah, I don't know. Also, there's a conspiracy theory that Nelson Mandela was dead for like 6 months before they unveiled that. Worth looking into. Fun
Conspiracies.
Anyway, we can only assume that it would be his sister, Kim Yo-jong. Hey, a real girl boss taking over North Korea.
Yeah, finally, her time.
Yeah. That's right, ladies. I mean, she doesn't have the best track record either, and is at least as bad, if not worse, than her brother. But like we said, smash that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
It's ladies' night in North Korea. But yeah, we hope he dies.
Yes, exactly. Now, over in corrupt American news, though, it turns out that whole stimulus package that was designed to help smaller businesses weather the storm has, surprise, been taken advantage of by a bunch of companies who any normal person out there wouldn't consider small businesses. Now, according to a recent report on Forbes based on filings from the Securities and Exchange Commission, quote, there were 71 publicly traded companies that received funding from the Small Business Administration's $349 billion Emergency Paycheck Protection Program before the money ran out last week.
Oh. Yeah, so arguably the most famous company to receive stim money from this program was Shake Shack, a company that's worth a reported $1.6 billion.
And to be fair, very delicious. Maybe not as good as In-N-Out, but still tasty.
In-N-Out is better by every metric, but I enjoy Shake Shack from time to time.
Sure.
Flame me in the comments, whatever. So Shake Shack was rewarded a $10 million loan for paycheck protection. Now, why? Well, in order to qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program, you have to have less than 500 employees. That's weird. Yeah. Shake Shack had over 7,500 employees at the end of last year. And yeah, they've obviously laid off or furloughed a decent amount of people because of the coronavirus, but they definitely have way, way more people working for them than less than 500 that's needed to actually qualify for the loan. So that's weird. They were approved, though, because they were able to claim that they qualified because they don't employ over 500 people at any one of their single locations. So,
yeah, the old loophole.
We might not be a small business, but all of our locations are small businesses.
But they all come together like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
They all team up to become a Megazord. And but once they're apart, it's different, you see.
Yeah.
Anyways, boom, got you, federal government, you dumbasses. Give us that fucking money. The thing is, with all this, any company that's worth this much money...
It's inconsequential.
But also, every little bit helps. But also, they're going to, as soon as this stimulus was announced, every single one of these companies had lawyers and accountants on top of this being like, all right, let's figure out how we get a little slice of this. There's got to be a way.
Yeah.
And this whole, we don't have 500 employees at each location.
What if I told you?
Yeah, exactly.
We do.
So yes, they did get their $10 million loan. Again, would seem inconsequential to a company like this, but money's money, I guess. And this was a forgivable loan, meaning that if they did use it to offset the burden of payroll, even though they're, by doing that, offsetting money elsewhere and saving it, they wouldn't have to pay this loan back because it was going to pay for employees. Luckily, the public thought this was absolutely ridiculous, and once stories started circulating, the pressure was building on them to give the money back. And finally, they announced this past Sunday that they would be returning the money to the government in full. We're sorry. But on top of this, they should probably be fined for what they did, because I'm sure that a lot of work went into this, or none at all. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of oversight. Anyways, this is just one of a bunch of companies that almost certainly shouldn't have qualified for funding, because at face value, you'd assume this money would be geared towards actual small businesses whose margins are pretty thin in order for those businesses to keep people on payroll and keep the economy going.
Yes. And this is the case for the majority of the companies that filed for help, which is good. But as you were made aware by the beginning of this story, the budget for this program, it's already gone because of how many companies signed up and received loans.
Wasn't it like Ruth Chris got one as well?
Yeah, Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Noted small business, Ruth Chris Steakhouse. So far it's looking like the program is putting a Band-Aid on a leak instead of slapping some flex tape on it, as they should be.
Flex tape probably filed for some of this money too, I would imagine.
Oh, I could see them having under 500 employees.
That's true.
Anyways, it's time to stimulate our small business. Did we get a loan?
No, we did not get a loan. We don't have employees. No. We probably could have filed for ourselves, but that would be disingenuous.
It would.
So we didn't do it.
Yeah.
We didn't take any government money nor request it. Instead, we got our money from Manscaped.
That's right. You might be a bit nervous about giving yourself a haircut up there.
Unless you're shaving it off completely.
Yeah, but you no longer have to be nervous about keeping things trimmed down there, thanks to Manscaped.
Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. If you live in a state that is still taking things seriously, you're probably bored and maybe you're starting to let some things go down there. Well, why not make manscaping part of your routine? Just don't try to tackle this task without the right tools, or you may end up doing more harm than good. Use the products from Manscaped instead.
Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. It's waterproof, cordless, it's a body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations are also in the kit to round out your manscaping routine. This third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology.
Yeah, inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver. That's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. They are going to look as smooth as eggs and smell twice as good. Anyway, subscribe to the Perfect Package and you'll also get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months. And that makes sure your trimmer stays fresh and clean. And for a limited time, subscribers get not 1, but 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped boxer briefs. I've worn them many times, probably once a week, and they feel great.
No chafing over here.
No chafing that I've noticed. Get 20% off, and you'll get free shipping with our code TODAYDAILY20, all one word, at manscaped.com. That is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Just use code TODAYDAILY20. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day.
All right, moving on. It did not take long at all for Tom Brady to fully embrace the Florida man persona after officially leaving New England behind to sign on as quarterback for the 2003 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Go Bucs!
Now, first it was his weirdo-ass trademarks that he filed for. He filed these almost immediately. They included terms like Tampa Bay and Tampa Brady.
Jesus.
And now he's already had his first run-in with the law.
Sort of, yeah. You see, as dumb as Florida is in a lot of ways during this pandemic, at the very least, some of their parks are still closed to the public. Not that that's really stopping anyone, because Governor DeSantis didn't really put any fines in place for any of that.
Yeah.
Also, more near my home area, more beaches opening up with no restrictions. No restrictions.
No restrictions.
Anyways, yeah, these rules, they're not really stopping anyone, let alone an all-star athlete who needs to stay in top physical form as he spends the rest of his years playing for the Bucs. So yeah, he was actually caught working out in a local Tampa Bay area park. And initial reports, they said that he was given a citation for breaking the law put in place by Governor DeSantis' stay-at-home order. Only Governor DeSantis, his stay-at-home order was complete bullshit from the beginning. And this was Tom Brady also. So you don't go around finding Tom Brady. The truth here is that the park staff, they just told him to leave. Get out of here, Tom Brady.
Wow. What a story, Mark.
That was that.
Now, we can only assume that they probably broke social distancing guidelines by asking for autographs and stuff. But the real question here is, why the fuck does Tom Brady need to go to a park to work out? His contract with Tampa Bay is worth a reported $50 million alone. He's currently staying in a gigantic mansion that is apparently owned by Derek Jeter. So why can't he just have the Buccaneers drive an entire gym over and have it installed in one of the many, many rooms in his big old house?
Yes, it's strange that he would go work out in public. He wanted to be seen.
He's an exhibitionist.
Yeah, he's a extrovert. I've had enough with my wife and my kids. I gotta go be seen by the people. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, side note, it was also announced today that Rob Gronkowski has also signed to the Buccaneers. And since I grew up in the Tampa Bay area, until I was about 19, that does mean there is absolutely no shame in going back to being a Bucs fan, right? I mean, I hated Tom Brady and the Gronk when they were in New England, but Bucko Bruce coming together, I think it's time for a change. Also, the new LA Rams logo looks like shit. So what better time than now? If there is a football season this year at all.
Yeah.
So that's also the thing. Do you see the new Chargers uniforms?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
They look good. Everyone's making the Rams look like shit.
Yeah.
Like, what a terrible, terrible design.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Anyway, speaking of sports, attempting to salvage whatever seasons they can this year, looks like Major League Baseball is going to attempt to get started in the somewhat near future, although it's not looking like it's going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they're trying something, I guess.
And keeping away from other people.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to infect your players or put them at risk, do it somewhere else, away from the rest of us.
So according to CBS Sports, who spoke with multiple sources from within the league, the MLB is floating the idea of having 3 separate hubs for baseball: Florida, Arizona, and Texas.
Yeah.
And this would make a lot of sense for 2 big reasons. They're already spring training hubs, and those 3 states they just no longer seem to give a shit about quarantine, so should be pretty easy to get the ball rolling.
It's funny how that kind of worked out, that that's where spring training is for a lot of teams.
Time for also Brian Kemp to pull a few more levers and be like, you know what? Why don't you come down to Atlanta? There's no rules here.
Yeah, it's fine.
In Atlanta, if you cough on someone, a cop has to give you $5. How about that?
Yeah, and he gives you a whole drum of oil.
Yep.
Anyways, the MLB, they would be taking precautions if the plan went ahead with everything that they're looking at. They said that, quote, the clubs would then make use of the local, major, and minor league or spring training facilities and play regular season games behind closed doors without fans. They added that ballparks in St. Petersburg, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, and Arlington, Texas, they have roofs, retractable or otherwise, that would safeguard against rainouts and other extreme weather, allowing for multiple games to be hosted at those sites per day. So,
okay.
Yeah, just a rotating cast of games in the
Baseball Island.
Listen, at this point, I'm for it.
Yeah, okay.
iRacing is already whittling away all of the pro drivers. They've been banished because they can't keep their mouths shut. I think this week's went okay, except one of the drivers was racing in a giraffe costume the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he also may have caused a crash on purpose.
Well, at least he didn't say the N-word.
Yeah, true. All things considered, much better. So yes, baseball coming back. That would be fun. Though, the plans that they have in place, not very happy with the players, though, because they would have to keep isolated.
Yeah.
Meaning, they would just be in contact with other players and staff and wouldn't be able to physically visit with friends or family. That's obviously pissed a lot of players off, and they are pushing back on this idea.
That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, over in real sports news, esports.
Yeah.
It looks like Infinity Ward has some pretty good updates coming down the pipeline for Modern Warfare and the Warzone mode in it. According to a recent post, which included updates to general security, they also announced that in addition to your ability to report cheaters during the game, you'll also be able to report players during kill cam and spectate modes as well.
Mm-hmm.
They'll also be providing players with the satisfaction that their reports are actually doing some good because they will be confirming in-game that someone you reported for cheating was actually banned.
That's always fun. Like on Twitter specifically, if you report someone, it's like, by the way, we
received your report and
we took action. I think they do this in Overwatch as well. But it is cool that like in spectate mode, you can just kind of be a police officer after you've been killed.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch everyone, make sure I can.
The only good kind of cop. Video game cop.
Yeah, all cops are bastards except for the ones that are monitoring Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Anyways, on top of all of that, it comes the best possible idea for the current cheaters situation in their game. Moving forward, they'll be updating the game's matchmaking so that players that have been confirmed to be cheating will literally have to face off against each other, which is hilarious. And we seriously hope that they figure out a way to broadcast these matches on Twitch or something, because what fun it would be watching a full Warzone match filled with people who were cheating the entire time.
Yeah, it's like the steroid Olympics that we've all dreamed about.
It's a real losers bracket because they're fucking losers.
Yeah.
Quit ruining the game.
Cut it out.
So yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
I don't think I've encountered any cheaters in any
Not that
games.
you know of. I saw a bunch of videos of it in Warzone, and it was very infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, there's guys with like aimbots and shit like that.
And I mean, it's like classic cheating stuff. Like I've seen people that can look behind walls and stuff like people making shots that are
wall hacks.
Impossible.
Oh, well, now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure every time I've died, it's been because of cheaters.
Yeah, as a top tier gamer who drinks G Fuel, I should never lose.
Yep.
So.
Oh, also, speaking of video games, check out this boomer getting all pissed for being an idiot. Former President George W. Bush's White House press secretary made an idiot out of himself on Twitter this week when he blamed China and not himself for this ridiculously shitty knockoff PS4 controller.
Yeah.
He even posted photos of it which show off a controller so bootleg that no actual gamer with their salt would ever purchase it. In the tweet, he said, "Another reason to distrust China. We bought my kids a PS4 and then got a second controller from Amazon. The controller was made in China, of course, and it doesn't work. It never worked. It's junk."
Now, the photos he included show what, that resembles a PS4 controller. But upon closer inspection, this looks like something that Soulja Boy would have sold on his web store for one of his 1001 games included consoles. The PlayStation logo, where you can hit it to go home or whatever, it just says P4 on it. Amazing. And instead of the familiar shapes on the buttons, it's literally a bunch of L's, almost as if it was created to mock the person who purchased. Yeah, and we tried pretty hard to find the Amazon listing for the one that he got, and I think I actually found it. Now, this controller, it is about half the price of a normal PS4 controller, so he got it because he's cheap.
Yeah.
And literally, the first Q&A on the page, the question is this a fake? And the answer is, yes, it is a fake. And this Q&A thing was posted well before this tweet.
I mean, this guy's got money.
He certainly does.
Buy your fucking kids a working controller, you cheap ass.
Yeah.
God damn.
At the very least, a Mad Catz, because at least then you can like return it and.
Just come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You got what you paid for.
Exactly. Don't blame China. China gave you the product that you paid for.
They did.
Anyways, we did a very long stream, extremely long stream yesterday because we were high and forgot that time was real. We did a 420 stream with Phil Larigo. We played a bunch of For the King and then just devolved into us playing poker again.
Yeah.
So check out that stream, and also check out the most recent episode of Weekly Weird News. And we'll see you very soon for some more Tech News Day. Again, with Phil Larigo.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.